Good morning, Southland. It's time once again for another pickup parlay. Alright, youngins, on my Mexican fat surgery vlog that we got here going on, we're going to talk about today going to Mexico. Every time I mention that I'm having Mexican fat surgery, well, not every time. Some people are pretty receptive about it, but because I'm kind of excited about it. I mean, I really am. And we're going to talk more about it. I mean, you know, this is a journey. We're going to hit high marks, and hopefully one of the high marks is going to be getting my surgery done. This is not the first time I've broached the idea of getting gastric bypass surgery. No, indeedy. I got to looking at some old emails, and I have been researching this and working on doing this for about 12 or 13 years. I mean, it's been a long time. Now, let me just say this. Let me explain how come it didn't happen before. There was a time, 5 or 6 years ago, my insurance covered gastric bypass surgery, and that was all great. Well, there were several things that you had to do before you could get the surgery according to my insurance. One of the things you had to do was you had to be under the care of a primary care physician for 1 year prior, and that physician had to sign off on your bypass surgery. Okay, well, I had the primary care doctor for over a year. So I go to the places up in Lexington, Kentucky, and I go up there and I go to nutrition classes, and I go see a psychiatrist and do all the pre-op things that you have to do for them that were their requirements. And so I'm doing all these things, and one of their requirements was that you had to go on a pre-op diet, and you had to prove that you could lose weight. They wanted you to lose 10% of your body weight, which in my case at the time would have been about 41 pounds. Okay, so I went on this diet. It's basically an Atkins diet. It's all protein, and you eat more protein, you stay away from carbs. I lost 54 pounds in about 5 weeks. But as anybody knows that has done Atkins or a low-carb diet, they know that they plateau after a while. But that demonstrated to them that I was willing to make the change, and I was willing to do the things that was required of me to be able to be post-op a good candidate for surgery. Now, all the hurdles had been jumped. Everything was good. I could see the finish line. The last hurdle that I needed was for my primary care doctor to sign off and say, "You're good. I like it." Well, the problem is I go to my primary care doctor, and he says, "I just can't in good conscience sign off on you having surgery when you're having so much success on this diet. I think you should stay on the diet." So he refused to sign off on me doing surgery, which was a requirement, a prereq of my insurance company. So the insurance wouldn't cover it without his letter of recommendation. Then some stuff happened at work, and notice there's no redaction today because I went ahead and took my work shirt off. But there was some stuff that happened at work. Blatant product placement. Anyway, long story short, we changed over to a different company. Our insurance changed, and they don't cover the bypass surgery. Then I began to look into other options. I worked for a hospital system, and I won't mention who it is for obvious reasons. I worked for a hospital system, and within that system, one of the hospitals has a bariatric center, and they do bypass surgeries. Okay, they offer a discount to employees, and they offer a way to finance that surgery. Okay, this is the way that works. You have to pay $4,000 upfront cost, $4,000 cash, then finance the other $13,000. So the total cost is $17,000 plus any financial charges you may accrue during that time. Okay. And I was going to do that. I really was. Because I thought, well, that's something I can do. So I was going to go talk to our human resources, see how they did it, maybe if they do it as a deduction out of your paycheck. I wasn't sure how they did it. But I just knew it was a lot of money. And I was kind of waiting until I had a house me and my ex-wife had, and we were trying to sell it. So I was kind of waiting till that house got sold. And we got it sold. It's out of the way. Thank the Lord, praise Jesus for that. Then I was going to see about financing it. Then I started looking in, doing some other research about things, and I'd heard about, you know, surgical vacations before, but most of it's for other things. But I got to researching, and I found a place in Mexico. It's in Tijuana, and the first thing that, of course, I live in East Tennessee, and the first thing you say about Tijuana around here, people envision people with bandoliers around their chest, with sombreros, strumming big guitars, going, "Hey, caramba!" It's a preconceived notion of what's going on. That's not the way it is. Tijuana, Mexico is literally 10, 12 miles from San Diego, California. I mean, it's in a different country, but it's right there. But the way this works at the place that I'm going to is you're going to land in San Diego. They pick you up in a car, drive you to the surgical center, and it takes about 25 minutes because I did the Google Maps and checked how far away it was, did street views and all kinds of things like that. And then I began to vet the surgical center. This surgical center has been in business for 5 years. They do about 2,000 surgeries a year, and they're all bariatric surgeries. I did a lot of research on this surgical center and the doctor. I found really just one complaint, and it wasn't about surgery. And what had happened was there was a patient that they had that they were trying to get him to walk from the recovery bed over to a wheelchair, and he had fallen and broken his ankle. Okay, so, and they said they had their response to that complaint, they immediately responded. I mean, I looked at the dates, this has been a couple of years ago, and they said they had a meeting the next morning and they adjusted their policy and that sort of thing. But the bottom line was is that the whole idea is after the surgery, they want you to get up and move, because even though it hurts to move, it'll get rid of some of the gas that's in your stomach because it's a laparoscopic procedure, and you'll heal quicker. You'll just do so much better if you'll get up and move around post-op. They want you to get up and move around. So that's the only thing really that I could find bad about it. I've looked at it. I've looked on what I call fat websites, fatpeople.com. I don't know that that's real. I've checked these places out, and every time that I read about this particular surgical center and that doctor and his group, no complaints. Everybody seems satisfied with it. You've got a pre-op diet, and the whole idea behind that is to shrink your liver. The liver's smaller, makes the surgical process easier. Depends on whether you get the sleeve or the Roux-en-Y, the gastric bypass. You'll have a regimen of vitamins. Okay. Well, now I asked to get the bypass surgery. The doctor has approved me for the gastric sleeve instead of the bypass. You can look this up online. It's very easy. Just type in Google gastric sleeve versus bypass, and it'll show you, diagrams, pictures, all that sort of thing. But basically, here's the difference between the two. The sleeve leaves your stomach and the anatomy the same way that it is right now, except that they cut almost all of your stomach away, and they leave a small banana-sized stomach in your body. They cut your stomach down to about the size of a banana. That's one surgery, and I didn't particularly want that surgery. I really wanted the bypass. The bypass is they actually take your small intestine, they form a pouch, and they attach that to your esophagus, completely bypassing your stomach and your duodenum, however they say it, I don't know. the thing at the other end of the stomach. Anyway, they attach that there, and then they leave the stomach in your body, but they put it below your pouch where your food comes in, and that allows the stomach acids and the enzymes and all those things to be put into the small intestine to aid with digestion. So your stomach's still there, but there's no food actually going into the stomach. The stomach just stays to help with the digestive process, because it will continue to produce those acids and those enzymes and that sort of thing, and it goes in there. But what that leaves you is a small pouch that only holds about 2 to 4 ounces, which is about the size of a big walnut. Much smaller than the gastric sleeve, which is the banana size. I mean, if you could take a big walnut and lay it beside of a banana, that's the difference in how much it is. I started out just being a very staunch, I want the bypass, I don't want the sleeve, but I'm thinking now I might just get the sleeve, because he recommended it because my BMI, my body mass index, is a 63, which is huge. I mean, if you're a thin person, your BMI is probably 20, and mine's 63. I'm a big person, morbidly obese. I hadn't said that this video, but I'm saying it now. He said at my age, I'm 51, be 52 next month, be 52 when the surgery comes along. He recommends the sleeve because of my age and my BMI. It'd just be a much easier surgery on my body, be easier surgery for him to perform, and on the upside, it's cheaper. Now, let's get back to that for just a minute. Remember, I told you, with the company I work for, the hospital system, they give us a discount, which means it would cost you more, but me, I get a discount. $4,000 cash, finance $13,000, 17 grand plus finance charges. He does the gastric sleeve for $4,800 bucks. $4,800. There's an additional fee of $500 because of my size. If your BMI is over a certain amount, there's a $500 fee. So that brings it up to $5,300. Then you have a cardiology fee, pre-op cardiology, and that's about 150 bucks. So altogether, you're looking at about $6 grand. Plus my airfare out there and back. But the $6 grand gets you the surgery, and then you stay there for 5 days and 4 nights, and that covers your whole time that you're there. You go in the first day, have your surgery, recovery, and they do leak test to make sure that's all right, and then you're released to your hotel room. You stay there, I believe it's a Holiday Inn. Then you come back to the clinic. They bring you, come back to the clinic. There's more walking around and that sort of thing. They check you for infection and all that to make sure that everything's going good. Another leak. They said they do 4 to 5 leak tests, which is good. If you've not shown any signs of complications, you know, you're out the door. And that's it. I'm all about it. I like that it's much cheaper. You're talking about $6,000 plus airfare. The whole thing is $7 grand. That's $10,000 cheaper. $10,000 cheaper. A nice used car cheaper than it would cost me up here. $10,000. That's a lot of money. They finance it 100%. In-house financing. And I've already been approved for that. Approved for surgery, approved for financing. Now, I'm going to set up my surgery date in November. That's my plan. That way I'll be off about 6 weeks. Might take 8 weeks off. I've got plenty of vacation time. And take FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act. Take FMLA and take off. I might take off for 6, maybe 8 weeks. That'll put me off through Thanksgiving and Christmas. Come back after the first year, but that's my plan, and I guess that's all we'll talk about on today's pickup parlay. There'll be more to come, but that's kind of the update. I just wanted to talk to some talk to you about what we're doing with the whole Mexican fat surgery and where we're at. You know, like, share, comment, subscribe. I've got a lot of other channels on YouTube. This is not the only one. Sorry about I can't control the lighting in here because, you know, God's the one who put the sun in the sky. I didn't put it there. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. All right, folks, so we'll pick it up later.